haven't streamed as frequently the last 2 weeks. And I think it shows. I haven't had anyone pop up with any messages yet. I should keep my phone on me just for having the time, as well as once I'm laying on the ground, I'm not going to be able to read the chat anymore. Now let's get it. Oh. Clock. Oh. I'm putting downward pressure on my knee right now. It's easier just to rest my forearm on it. Oh, I set it for half an hour. That's not good. Bugger. All right, that's enough of that. Next, I'll go against the wall here. Oh. Bing. Oh. Getting notifications about something. I don't know if you guys can hear me from down here. Yeah, I think so. Oh. All right. thing here. I scraped my shins doing deadlifts today. I got a little bit of, oh, I got a little bit of skin hanging off me right here. Okay. Whew. My right leg again. Try to go a little bit deeper this time. All right.
So we're going to start standing on the mat, and I'm going to bring my right arm up and just place it over the other side of my head and just let gravity pull me down. This is something that you always want to keep in your mind while you're stretching, is to just let gravity do all of the work. You're not necessarily pushing yourself into anything because that can cause pain. Just letting your neck fall, using the weight of your right arm to pull on your neck.
So I finished my warm-up. Now I'm going to follow on with my typical stretching routine.
Hey everyone, it's Nico, and today I'm going to be taking you through a complete beginner's flexibility routine. If you're someone who feels that flexibility is one of your weakest suits, this video is for you.
It's going to be 45 minutes to an hour, and then I'll probably just stick my feet up the wall.
So we're going to start standing on the mat, and I'm going to bring my right arm up and just place it over the other side of my head and just let gravity pull me down. This is something that you always want to keep in your mind while you're stretching, is to just let gravity do all of the work. You're not necessarily pushing yourself into anything because that can cause pain. Just letting your neck fall, using the weight of your right arm to pull on your neck, and then we'll switch to the other side. Again, you don't want to be pulling down on your neck because that could hurt you. Just rest it there. Then we'll wrap both arms behind our head to go forward. Just let it dangle. Every time you breathe, your muscles get more relaxed. And finally, we'll just hang our head back. Maybe shake it a little bit side to side. And now we'll take one roll. And then to the other side. Then we'll roll our shoulders back.
Banda, how's it going?
And forward.
You caught my stretching stream today. It's probably my first only stretching stream.
Back. And forward.
I already finished my warm-up.
Then I'll step my feet out to be a little bit more than hip width apart. And we'll plie or bend the knees to reach up and breathe.
I did a
And then come
leg
back down.
day at the gym
Reach
today.
up and breathe.
I finished
I'm going to do this a few times.
with
What we're doing here is really
405-pound deadlifts,
warm up,
4 sets of
getting
6.
all the muscles moving before we start
I
stretching.
also did some leg
And this is
presses,
something
some
that you should
squats,
always,
some
always
hamstrings,
do before
and
you
some
stretch.
calves.
You don't want to just start
After my
pushing
workout,
into something
I
it's
went
not ready
for a walk,
If your muscles are warm,
came
you'll
back,
find that the flexibility comes
ate,
much easier.
played some video games, and then here I am right now.
Awesome job, guys. Great. So for this next stretch, I'm going to grab this stool behind me, but you can grab anything in your hands.
How are you doing
that's
tonight?
about that height. A desk,
I got my
a
phone on me.
table, or a chair. Anything will work. So if you need to grab that, go ahead and do that now. So I'm going to come and place my feet more than hip width apart.
I'll check
And
what
then we're
that
gonna lean forward to rest our
date is
hands
later.
on this stool. And this is just to make getting into this stretch a lot easier. You really want to make progress here and make sure that you're not putting too much pressure on your hands, but it's there to keep it from being too painful. So let's hold here.
Gilmar, 96. How's it going?
Make sure you're breathing, sending oxygen to your hamstrings while you stretch them. And try as hard as you can to relax, because the more relaxed your muscles are, the more flexible they will be. And then I will come up and we'll move it a little bit to the side so that it makes a line with my leg, and then I'll come to the side. In this position, I want to make sure my hips are even and I'm not letting
I
one
went
be
for
higher
a
than the other.
massage yesterday.
And again,
I needed it.
breathing.
A 6'4" guy with his elbow on my back. Good times.
And then we'll come back up and move it to the other side.
I've been lifting heavy
And you can also be
for
moving
almost
your
a
body
month now.
instead of the stool or chair or whatever you're using.
and I'm really starting to feel it.
Remembering to breathe. And back up. And just one more time for good measure, we're going to come back to the center. So I'm going to come down on my elbows here to give myself a little bit of an extra stretch, but I only recommend doing this if you're able to keep your back flat while doing so. And by that I mean it's engaged, your shoulder blades are tucked down, pulling towards your lower back, and you aren't letting it arch up like this, just keeping it nice and flat, should be parallel to the ground. And if you aren't able to do that here, then come back up onto your hands. And then we'll come back up to stand. So for this next stretch, we're going to be sitting on the ground, so on my mat, and extend my legs out to either side. Now in a full straddle stretch, your legs will be straight, but in our modified version, we'll have our legs bent here, lifting our knees up off of the ground.
Left my
And
phone.
from here, you'll just go as far forward as you can. Now, I encourage you to place your hands a foot, maybe 2 feet in front of your hips. And from here, you want to slowly try and straighten your legs, bringing your knees
I put
to
together a pretty good
So that's what you're fighting
lesson for the day for you after the last time you were here, but I can't remember it for the life of you right now.
So straddle stretch is a great stretch to be able to
but
see your own progress
my,
in. I encourage you to pay attention to the
last
floor if you're
stream,
stretching in the same place every
I
day.
ended up actually
So you'll
getting
start to
heat
see your
stroke.
hands move along, and it's really encouraging.
So I guess the lesson of today is
So while you're
don't
pulling
overdo
to get
it,
into these stretches a
and
little bit
heat stroke
deeper,
is
you
bad.
also want to make sure you're pulling from the right place. And the common thing to do is pull the top of your head down to try and pull yourself closer to the ground, but you actually want to pull your chest closer, and that's going to keep your back lifted and your shoulder blades pinched together like the flat back I was talking about earlier, so you're able to reach out and really go to the fullest extent of your stretch. So for now, make sure you're pulling your chest out and think about trying to get that pulled down all the way to the ground. Okay, so now we're going to stretch each side, and In a normal straddle stretch, we could stay here and then fold over to each side, but to make it a bit easier, we bring our opposite
I
leg
watched
in
the video.
and
You
then
can see
go
the
over.
exact
So you want to
moment
grab onto your leg
when
and pull your chest closer as you stretch.
I started getting heat
You
stroke.
want to make sure you're keeping
And I
that
could
back
feel my
flat.
brain start to
You
melt.
will be able to reach farther if you arch, but you're losing all of that nice stretch in the back of your leg, all through your hamstring if you do so.
I started
flat back and try and
getting all my definitions wrong and started calling things by the wrong name, and it was just a moment where
and now we'll go to the other side.
I finished my workout and I was sick.
And then fold over. I'm pulling my chest to my knee, stretching out that hamstring. Trying to keep your back as flat as you can. And come back up and to the center. Let's do the middle stretch one more time. So we'll bend our knees and come forward. Maybe notice that you've made a little bit of an improvement, a centimeter or two. Each time you do it, you should feel a little bit more comfortable. And fight to lower your knees a little bit. Keeping that back flat. A few more seconds. Really lower down as far as you can. And come out of it. Amazing. So now we're going to bring our feet into the middle for a butterfly stretch. And here I'm just going to sit and hold my ankles and push my knees down with my elbow. You should be feeling a nice stretch either in your groin or in your glutes, or maybe both, depending on where you need to be more flexible. And we're gonna fold over, and in this stretch it's okay if you let your head go and you arch your back. It's one of the few. Really pulling yourself down. And now we're gonna do the opposite and try and stretch out and keep that back as flat as we can. Pushing that chest out, really stretching out those hips. And come back up. So the next thing that we're going to do is going to be a pike stretch, and I'm going to move sideways for this so you can see me better.
Pause her.
So the key to doing...
And after all that bending forward, I'm just going to lay here. Oh, get some movement in my spine the other way. All right. Now let's continue with the video here.
And this is having your hips all the way underneath your body and your back up straight behind you. If you're unable to sit up straight, then you want to keep your butt above your feet. And there are a couple different ways that you can do this. The easiest way, using only your body, is to actually come up onto one knee and extend the other one in front of you so that you can start to lean forward. That'll make it a lot easier. You just have to make sure that you do it on both sides. You can also be in a pike with either a low chair or maybe a few towels stacked underneath you so that you're lifted above your feet. So for now, I'm going to stay seated here on the mat, but if you need to go and grab a chair or something else to sit on, go ahead and do that now. So I'm going to lean forward, grabbing as far down on my legs as I can. And if you are here and you're sitting up super straight and it's already stretching the backs of your hamstrings, that is absolutely great. I encourage you to stay here and keep fighting for it. If you chose to sit here without any other props assisting you, also make sure that you're not pushing yourself too hard. Maybe you can do it, but you might find that you're able to make more progress in a stretch that's slightly more comfortable. So just make the decision that's best for you. The other thing you'll find is that it's easier whenever your toes are pointed. So if you flex, you'll get a deeper stretch coming all the way up to the tops of the hamstrings. And then we'll come out a bit. Awesome job, guys. Okay, so I'm just gonna scooch forward a little bit so I can lay down on my back here. And we're gonna lift one leg up, and you can grab it as low as you need to. The other thing that you could do here is grab a belt or a scarf or an actual exercise band, wrap around your heel and then pull your leg closer. But holding lower down on your leg is just fine too. And as you're practicing this stretch, you want to make sure that you're always reaching and trying to walk your hands up and get them all the way up here. This really is the goal of this stretch, but for now, it's fine to grab it down here. And then I'm gonna bend my knee in, pull it to my chest, and bring it over my body to come to a twist. Really feeling it all through the spine. And come back. And we'll straighten again.
Werewolf 109, how's it going?
Feeling that stretch in the hamstring. And one more time, pulling it to your chest. And then over.
It's been a good day. I'm doing my stretching to finish myself off. And then, gonna
every time
have
you
a
breathe,
nice sleep
relax your
tonight.
spine a bit more. And then we'll come back to center. And switch, bring the other leg up, grab as high up as you can, and pull it closer to
I'm reading
you.
chat off my phone. Back and biceps.
Making
Sounds
sure
like a
the
good
top
time.
leg's all the way straight.
It was a leg day for me today. I finished with
And then bending it in.
6 reps on 405-pound deadlifts.
To pull across your body. Turn your head to face the other way. And breathe, releasing your spine, letting it fully twist.
Normally I'd be doing this basically in the dark. It feels
Welcome
weird
back to
with the lights
center.
on.
And do it all one more time. So stretch the leg out straight. Grab as high as you can and then pull. Really breathing.
Can you hear me all right from when I'm down here?
And bring it back in. Pull tight to your chest. And then we'll pull it back over to look the other way. Remember to relax into it. And then we'll come back to center. And
so I'll regularly use this, and I've never had any calf problems ever again. I could, maybe change the camera angle, but if you try to point your toes down at your head, you get a really big calf stretch. Point where it's like burning even. But my recommendation, if you're going to Planet Fitness, still try to social distance if you can. Most Planet Fitnesses, from my understanding, have a leg press and a Smith machine, and there's a lot you can do off that, but there's less free weights. So they have dumbbells, but it doesn't go up very heavy. Without a squat rack, you're a little bit limited, but they should have somewhere that you can do pull-ups. And hopefully they have cable flies for your chest. Okay, let me see what you're saying here. Well, getting a gym membership is a good start, especially if you might be, like, some people don't want to spend tons of money on a gym, but Planet Fitness is as cheap as you'll get out there. And it's not necessarily that like it's cheap, it's that their model allows them low fee for their members. Because for them, they just want the membership. They don't even really care if you come in the door. But when you go, like, when you become like a Walmart of the gyms, you're able to do that and keep membership low. Or keep membership prices low. All right, now the fun part. But yeah, just like even having fitness in your mind, like having it in your brain that I'm going to work out regularly, or I'm going to do regular cardio. I'm going to eat a little bit better. I'm going to try to improve myself every day. Just having that in your brain is going to go a long way. Into developing your fatigue or your physique. I can't. If you do enough of it, it can, yeah. It's just you want to get if you want to focus more on strength, you're gonna do less reps, heavier weight. If you want to focus more on size, you're going to want to try to make yourself. If you want a big chest, you have to train your chest such that it's going to be tender the next day. Right? Like for myself, like I'll actually touch my chest after a chest workout, and it's actually tender to touch. and that's the amount of hypertrophy that you need. And the bigger your chest grows, the more you're going to have to train, the harder you're going to have to work to get more growth. Not quite. A regular bench involves the stabilizers a little bit better. Maybe the Smith machine is a little bit harder on the joints. Just make sure you're not grinding. Okay, now let's do my left leg. I would, if I only had a Planet Fitness membership, okay, so if I was in your shoes and I wanted to specifically focus on chest, I would hope that the Planet Fitness has cables that you can do chest flies on. That will go far. If it doesn't, you can do the bench on the Smith machine. I would also invest in some cables, and you can just tie the cables to anything that's not going to move, and you can find a lot of good chest exercises on YouTube that you can do with cables, where you actually isolate your chest, and you can build size in isolation type exercise, where you focus on just squeezing the muscles in your chest. If you can feel it, you squeeze it. This one here burns. Like what I do is I turn my leg a little bit, turn my foot, turn my leg, and then pull across my body. And this one, you feel it burn all the way down. So.
And I'm going to bring one foot up to grab behind me. During this quad stretch, I want to make sure that I'm pushing my hips forward, so I'm getting that full stretch.
I did 5 minutes cardio
into my hip flexor.
as a warm-up before I started stretching.
Here, I want to take a minute to
today I did an hour and a half of weights. I trained my legs. Then I went for a walk for over an hour. Came back, I ate some food, and played some video games, and then came here. But I broke my stationary bike, and I've had to, I haven't been doing much cardio since June. So before June, I was doing more cardio, and right now, I'm actually, like, I'm still leaning out a little bit without cardio, but I'm doing it all through diet. So a lot of,
my hips forward.
a lot of
my heel to touch my butt behind me.
high filling, low calorie foods.
Hip flexors are always really tight while we're sitting at work, sitting anywhere.
But cardio is good for the health. Thursday I played badminton. So Thursday for an hour and a half I played some badminton, and it was a lot of fun. I'm really good at badminton actually.
And then we'll come out.
I got myself ranked 7th in my province a couple years ago.
Go ahead and grab onto a wall or a chair next to you. So lastly, we're going to stretch our arms. So I'm going to bring my right one across my body and pull it in with my left. Really allowing this shoulder to relax here so that I can get a full stretch.
But cardio goes a long way for having a healthy heart and living a higher quality life.
And then swing it out. For the other side, my straight arm is relaxed, really letting the other one stretch it out. And then we'll shake it out again. Do the tricep on this side. You really want to try and pull your hand to your shoulder and the arm that's stretching. Don't let it hang out up here. And then shake it out. And other side. Awesome job, guys.
But I've got to move you guys again. So the camera is coming down. Cracking myself up. All right.
All right, and for our second stretch, we're gonna do the half split. So what you're gonna do is extend your right foot forward, and then your back leg bent, and then we're gonna go ahead and reach to the side, and then take it forward to target two different muscles in our hamstring, starting with the outside and then into the under hamstring. So take your left arm and reach all the way over until you're getting close to your toe. You should feel a deep stretch in your hamstring and also underneath your armpit. And then go ahead and take it forward. It's okay if you can't go all the way down, but go as close to your leg as you can. Then we're gonna go to the side again. So reach all the way over past your toe. Feel that deep stretch. And then we're facing our knee again. And then we're gonna do one more of those. So over to the side. And then put your stomach on your leg again. And just sit there for about 5 seconds or so.
Yeah, I got a massage
Put our chest towards
yesterday
the center.
too,
So this is probably
which was a
gonna be a
godsend.
stretch for most of you. So put your elbows all
I
the way
had,
down to the ground. And if you're feeling
a massage by a guy I've
just
never met
put it
before.
further down.
I showed up. The guy was at least 6'4" or heavier, and I'm like, okay, I'm impressed. You're tall,
Hold
dude.
it for about 5
And
seconds.
he put in a workout
And then we're
for
gonna
my
all the way
massage.
back up to the
My
top.
back
And we're gonna
is
take
thick,
what's gonna stretch
and
your quadricep a little bit. So go back, and if you
he
can't
had
go
to
all the way down flat on your back,
put some work in.
just stay here on your elbows. And I'm gonna do a little bit more of an advanced version and go further down for a further stretch like this. Just follow along with Karina if you're feeling like this is too much of a stretch. Now I'm gonna go back to my elbows.
Yeah, but he was sweating.
You
Let me
should
tell
feel
you.
this in your hip flexor as well. So by stretching all these muscles in our hips and our quadricep area, it's gonna
It looks like I
increase our
looks like I
flexibility
lost
in
my
our
leg at
hamstrings
the
as well.
knee.
Now I'm gonna walk all the way back up and go forward one more time. And just hold it there for 5 seconds.
I'm getting carpet burn on the back of my feet.
And then we're gonna walk back, go down on our elbows again. And just like before, stay on your elbows, and if you're feeling like you want a little bit more of a stretch, then go all the way flat on your back. And I'm gonna walk up and do the left side now.
All right.
Which
I
it's
can't get
okay
up
if
so
this one's
fast.
a little bit less flexible. It is for most people, so you might feel a
In the
little bit
video
more
I'm
stretch.
watching,
So we're gonna
they
go
sort
all
of
the way over
edit
to
it,
the side again.
and they just get up from one
Reach
side
towards
to the
your
other.
toes.
I can't move that quick. Now I gotta walk over here, rewind. Please be
Again, you should
kind.
feel it all the way through your armpit and down the side of your side now.
Let's
Go
go back.
on your back.
All right.
And I'm gonna walk up and do the
I'm
left
up.
side now.
I don't know, but I have a lot of
Which
room.
it's okay if this one's a little bit less flexible. It is for most people, so you might feel a little bit more of a stretch. So we're gonna go all the way over to the side again and reach towards your toes. And again, you should feel it all the way through your armpit and down the side of your body. And then we're gonna put our chest on our knees again. And go again to the side. Again, back down to our knee.
I can't remember when it comes to
And
creatine
one more
right now.
time. All
There's
the way up
let
the
me
side.
let me finish this. There's
Face
a
your toes.
story behind creatine.
And face down on your knee again. Alright, now we're going to do our stretch where we're going to go forward down to the ground. Just go as far as you
like,
can. Don't push it too
when
much.
creatine first came out, like 15, 20 years ago, they had one of them,
And you should feel this in your inner thigh as well.
and
Then hold it for a few more
a
seconds.
lot of it wasn't really.
And then walk your way back up.
They hadn't really
Go all the way
tailored.
back around. And either go on your elbows, or if you want more of a stretch again, go all the way
They
down.
didn't have it really tailored properly,
And hold it there for about 5
or
seconds.
rather, they sort of learned as they went, and they made improvements. And then
Then
now
walk
we
back
have the
up.
creatine that everybody
And go
uses.
forward again.
But creatine works.
And reach with your fingers all the way forward if you want a deeper stretch.
I would recommend Elliot Hulse's Strength Count, latest version on like when he talks about
Search the
creatine.
ground again.
There's his latest video. He discusses creatine. I would recommend watching that.
And
And
now I'm gonna walk back up my last time.
I'm just gonna stay here. I'm
Alright,
gonna
so
ignore the
for my
video
next
for now. I'm just
position,
gonna do my
I'm
just
gonna
gonna do
go
my
ahead
own
and get in a lunge
thing.
position. So go ahead and take your left foot and plant it into the ground and extend your back leg out behind you. You should get into this position. And we're gonna hold this for a few seconds.
All right.
You should feel a stretch
Oh.
in your. Go ahead and get into a lunge
Your
position.
favorite spoon.
So go ahead and take your left foot.
My favorite
plant it
spoon
to
is
the
a big
ground,
one.
And extend your back leg out behind you. You should get into this position. And we're gonna hold this for a few
More.
seconds.
Able to get more
You
food
should
down.
feel a stretch in your left hamstring as well as your right hip flexor. And the further you push your hip down, the more of a stretch you're gonna feel in both areas. And then go ahead and rock back and forth a little for a deeper stretch.
All right. I got the chat too far away.
And then I'm gonna go ahead and go up. And you're gonna feel this in your right hamstring the farther forward.
How's it
you
going
push
tonight?
To your left foot. And also you're gonna feel this in your left calf.
I've probably got 15 minutes of stretching left.
And we're gonna go back down. And make sure you're stretching both that hip flexor and your left hamstring. Just remember that it's important to stretch all these other muscles in order to get the full effect of this hamstring stretch. Now we're gonna go back up. Now we're gonna rotate to the center. So just move your hips this way and stay there for a few seconds. If you want more of a stretch,
Well,
go ahead and grab your ankles and pull your head
Typically
through.
pre-workout
But no need to do this if it's too much of a stretch.
pre-workout
And rotate your hips to the other
supplements
side.
are basically just
Push your left ankle into the ground so you're getting a calf stretch.
like caffeine,
And then
just to give you
back
more
to
like
lunge.
jittery energy.
And go ahead and hold this for a few seconds. And just like the other side,
I'm
go ahead
not,
and make sure that you're pushing this
distracted, I'm not-
left hip into the ground.
I'm probably gonna do this session here twice, but
And go
like
back up
you want to have energy for a workout, make sure that you've
and rock
make
a little
sure
back
that
and
you've
forth.
eaten well in advance.
Make sure you're targeting all those different areas of that
Nothing
back hamstring muscle.
nothing. You'll miss a lot of energy if you're basically starving.
Push that left hip way into the ground. And go back up.
But when it comes to your pre-workout routine, whatever works for you is best.
Pushing as far into the ground as you can. Trying to get that forehead on your right shin. And then go back to the center. And again, putting your hands on your ankles to pull your head through your legs. And if that's too much, again, no need to do that. Just go ahead and get as close to the ground as you can.
Thank
Now
you.
we're going to walk our feet together. So we're in a pike position. We're going to finish off this
Have a good night.
by pulling your ankles again
Stelios.
and having your head go towards your shins. And just go ahead and hold this pike position for a few more seconds. Grab your ankles, pull yourself in. Release your neck, shake it out. And then pull your body into your chest one last time. And release. Alright, and so for this last position, it's going to be another form of the half splits. So we're going to start by taking our right foot in front of us. So take it out behind you. You should get into this position. And we're going to hold this for a few seconds. You should feel a stretch in your left hamstring as well as your right hip flexor. And the further you
I didn't really have my mind on what I was doing when I did this flex. Werewolf, did I ever ask you about amino acids? I can't remember if I did. Amino acids help you with just performance, recovery, building muscle, but how much for performance? Like it's
push onto your left foot.
There's
Also, you're gonna feel
like they're not like this miracle thing that's gonna build you the muscle for you. It helps, but that's just it. It just helps. You can get everything you need through foods. You don't need supplements. It's not gonna hold you back at all. Sometimes even the placebo effect, right, will help you work out. So if you think it works, odds are it's gonna work. You're gonna maybe push yourself a little harder. You're gonna feel a little bit more energy because of what you've done. That you're gonna get results from it. Oh crap! I'm leaving already.
If you want more of a stretch, go ahead and grab your ankles and pull your head through. But no need to do this if it's too much of a stretch. And rotate your hips to the other side. And push your left ankle into the ground.
How tall am I?
Stretch.
I'm 5'11", 190 pounds.
Back into a lunge. And go ahead and hold this for a few seconds.
Taylor and Jack, how's it going?
Side, go ahead and make sure that you're
I'm doing pretty good. Happy to be here.
The ground.
I've been stretching for probably like over an hour at least, I think. Now let's get this.
Go back up. And rock a little bit back and forth. Make sure you're targeting all those different areas of that.
Yeah, for declining press, occasionally I will rather hit those muscles with cables.
One more time, back down.
Yeah, but 1 hour 30 minutes. But I also did a warm up first. So I was just moving my body. I went on the bike for a few minutes.
And hold it there for a few more seconds. Pushing as far into the ground as you can. Trying to get that forehead on your right shin.
Just a big stretch. You
Back
gotta.
to the center. And again, putting your hands on your ankles to pull your head through your legs. And if that's too much, again, no need to do that. Just go ahead and get as close to the ground as you can. And now we're going to walk our feet together. So we're in a pike position. We're going to finish off this position right here by pulling your ankles again and having your head go towards your shins.
Yeah, that looks from the side.
Just go ahead and hold this pike position for a few more seconds. Grab your ankles, pull yourself in. Release your neck, shake it out. And then pull your body into your chest one last time. And release.
Oh.
Alright, and so for this last position, it's going to be another form of the half splits. So we're going to start by taking our right foot in front of us.
So this one I'm going to do right now,
take it out
burns. Again, it's
parallel it to the
a
mat,
really good
and bend
hamstring
your left
stretch.
knee, and we're going to start by
It looks
taking
simple,
your
right?
chest
You
and
just
your
get on,
chin down
hit on your
forward
knee,
in front of us.
to your hamstring,
Touch
put
your
your
chin.
flat body to your knee.
Just hold it for a few seconds.
This one is murder.
This is our last position before we go into the splits.
Let's
And now
for
when we get into the splits,
traps, it
we're
doesn't really
starting
matter.
with big back
Traps
behind
are
you,
a simple
just going down as far as
muscle.
I can. And Karina's gonna show probably more of what you guys are looking like at this point. I've been working on this for many years in my life, so don't be discouraged if you're not that close to the
And
gun.
traps, you're just doing your
And
studs.
watching this video a few
When you're
times
doing your
before you
traps,
get close
try
the
to
gun.
actually focus on getting the muscles to
Now
work.
we're gonna rotate to the left side. And we're gonna do that by bringing your knee back up to the position.
Try
you
not
started
to
in.
bunch the muscles up together. Some people, when they'll shrug, they'll just push everything together and feel a bunch of pressure,
Take
and
your
then
left
think
leg
that
out
they've
in front of
done,
you. And again, take your chest to your shin.
and they think that they've done like some heavy traps because they feel, but all they're feeling is really pressure.
And for a deeper stretch, you should flatten your back so you get it all the way parallel to your leg.
This way.
And hold it for a few more seconds. And again, this side is probably going to be harder for a lot of you because it's not most people's best side. So, and get prepared for the splits. Go ahead and slide your right leg out behind you and go down as far as you can. So this is the goal that we have here. Again, Karina's an example of somebody who's still working on their splits, but after a few times of watching this video, you should improve a lot.
For this side, it's my hip flexor that's preventing me from getting any lower.
Thank you for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe to the Psyche Truth and favorite this video if you enjoyed the stretch.
Okay. So now, what I'd normally do is I'd put my feet up the wall for a bit. Which I think I'm still going to do. So you get your feet up the wall, it can be very comfortable. Let's see how I I'm not going to spend very much time here because I can really spend an hour. But you sort of condition your legs to stay at the wall without falling asleep. But occasionally I've actually fallen asleep like this, and when you wake up like an hour, 2 hours later, it's nothing but pain. I got this guy here. Help push my legs down. Oh. Right now, this, believe it or not, like the last one I was doing was relaxing. This one isn't relaxing. This one is actually, yeah. Oh, fuck. Okay, no one got that. Okay, whatever. This one here never gets easier. So it starts to burn the second you do it, but after like a couple minutes, like after 2 minutes, 3 minutes, the burn just gets worse and worse until you can't tolerate it anymore. And I'll try to, like, once I relax, I'll try to use my broom handle to just push my legs down a little bit more. Oh, sit back and relax and breathe. And every so often you'll forget that what you're putting yourself through, but that only lasts for so long before it's just like you're eventually going to give up. Where'd my phone go? Yeah, one of my goals is to be able to do the side splits, but I'm nowhere near there. Like I'm looking at like 200 days of constant practice to get a good side splits. Like it's side splits are like for me in particular, I don't have good hip genetics to do a side split. So how your hip bone, like how your bone goes into your hip socket matters, and different people have basically different connections where you got your groove, you got your groove, you got your ball. Some people's groove is more open, some people's groove is more rounded. It burns. You mean both of my hands? All of my hands? I got two that I know of. Oh, you're talking like stand and put, yeah. So put all of my hand. Okay, I get what you're saying. Yeah, I can. I more or less did just a few minutes ago, except I didn't actually purposely show you put my hands on the ground. Instead, I just let them hang, and so like the back of my hands were on the ground. I've got an issue right now with my hip flexors. So my hip flexors are actually holding me back from getting a better forward stretch. And it's like when you become more flexible, it's not even that the muscles elongate a lot. Like the muscles can only elongate so far. It's more like neural patterns in your body and how your body reacts. And so you can improve your flexibility by getting better motor patterns with your hip flexors. And that's where I'm lacking right now. And I'm enjoying talking to you guys right now because it's oh this is pain. I moved in June. At my old place, I left marks on the wall from doing this so much where my feet left a little black stripe on the wall. And so now I'm more careful about not doing that anymore. Okay, okay. At this part, ah, oh, 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 whoo. Get my little ball. Oh, oh, oh. Yeah. Well, what feels the weirdest about this right now is just having a light on. I have a light on right here, and normally I'll turn off the lights, and this would be like the last exercise I do before I really put myself in the mood for bed. And get off the wall. Just, All right, so, oh. Does that count? Oh, my legs are still a little bit stiff.